Listen up.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, Kel.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the second and only podcast for the week with Lucy.
G'day.
And Casey.
Hello.
And we are only pumping out 2 potties this week, yesterday's and today's, because tomorrow is show 3000. And can I say we are all running around busily trying to piece that show together. Some of us more than others. A round of applause to our Casey, who is doing a huge amount in getting the show together. How are you feeling about show 3000 tomorrow, Casey?
Feeling super pumped. It's going to be my first outside broadcast that I'll be attending.
Good.
So I'm very excited. And to meet everyone. Yeah.
Yes, how exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to meet you, my girl. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm nervous. I'm actually really nervous. I'm so nervous.
Well, much like
Because in radio, I get to sit behind a microphone in the studio, but this is going to be in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, which I know I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I dance and sing in front of hundreds. This is different.
Yeah.
Radio is much more vulnerable, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway.
I live my life with very, very
How
low,
do you live your life, mate?
very low
Tell us.
expectations. So I'm not nervous at all tomorrow. I am just like, people are going to come and see us do what we do.
You're just like, whatever.
Well, good luck. Enjoy or don't enjoy. In fact, if you're not enjoying, let us know.
Have you ever been nervous?
I'm nervous all the time, like nervous for being up on stage and speaking and things like that. But outside
Not in
broadcasts,
radio?
yeah, that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
When I'm doing like an MC gig, even when I'm doing it with Lucy, it's like waking nightmare for me. But if I'm doing the show, this is just my safe spot. So tomorrow, when we do show 3000, there's probably going to be a few hundred people there. I'll be like, great. Because I think it's the microphone
isn't it?
and the headphones and the fact that it's just, I have done this for so long. I'm not. It's when you're up there doing sort of MC work and you're actually talking about other people's organisations and I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. That's when I'm nervous.
Yeah, that's fair
And
enough.
Lucy can do that on her head.
Yeah.
And yet she's nervous about doing the show tomorrow.
Yeah, just because, I don't know, like we've never done anything like this. It's a really big build-up. I have been here for nearly 20 years and I guess, I don't know, I think, oh my God, I'm crying already.
Save it for tomorrow, Luce.
Oh my gosh, okay, I've just got to get these words out. I think I'm really overwhelmed. Anyway. Oh, see, this
I'm
is going to be
cry
this is going to be
too.
like 4 hours of crying. It's going to be so lame.
Gotta
and people
save
will
it for
complain.
tomorrow.
They'll be like, oh, that girl, she's
Well,
so
for us,
emotional.
we've just been planning it like any other show. Casey
I
and
know.
Casey and the team have been doing so much work to make it so amazing.
Amazing.
But for us, we are doing we do shows all the time.
I know.
And this happens to be our 3000th one, which is a big milestone.
I
But
know.
I don't normally get sort of swept up into all of this. But maybe tomorrow, if Lucy cries enough, maybe even I'll get a bit sentimental. Who knows?
Because of Luce or because of the environment?
Oh, probably both. If I see Lucy just bent out of shape and all emotional about it, I'll be like, yeah, maybe it is a big deal.
It is the greatest honour of our lives. I've got to stop. We found each other doing radio as well.
Whenever
Yeah.
Lucy goes,
Cute.
it is the greatest honour of our life.
It is.
I know. When you start saying that tomorrow, I'll be like, well, she's gone. We've lost her. Can I say on behalf
And I
of
found
myself?
you through radio, and the listeners accepted that and absolutely championed that. And anyway, see,
Yeah.
I should stop
Yeah,
talking.
and then
I'll
I'm
be so
standing
good.
over here while you're opening up and crying and being so wonderful. I stand here with my arms crossed. I look like a monster.
You do. You're a
No.
monster.
An emotionless monster.
Ah, dear.
I want everyone, if you're listening to this podcast and happen to be going down to the 3000th show tomorrow, take care of Casey as well, because Casey is going to be so busy and so stressed out of her
Yeah,
mind.
look after her.
So we need to actually, don't tell Casey this, but we need to get something for Casey to say how thankful we
Oh,
are.
no.
yeah, don't worry.
You won't even know who I am tomorrow because I'll be
Later
in a blue
on.
staff top.
Later on this afternoon, let's go and make sure we do something nice.
A bag
You're
of
getting me a
chickpeas.
coffee.
She likes chickpeas.
Bag of chickpeas and a coffee.
Yay, chickpeas.
I love
no,
chickpeas.
I have said,
You
I did
did.
the other day, and I was not just saying it into the wind.
Can she say it's been the greatest honour?
It has been the greatest honor. No, but I'm gonna, and I'm taking Case and Lydia out for a thank you lunch when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
Where am I?
You'll be there.
Oh,
Kel,
good.
you don't want to come. Just
I don't want to miss
don't
out on a free
pretend.
lunch.
So I'll take. the
Oh,
girls
hang
out.
on. Is it like just a girl talk?
No, it's
I don't
just
wanna,
to thank them. I
I
want
don't
to
want to
thank
cramp
them.
your style.
I want to take them out somewhere fancy, maybe a Macca's, and like, how many nuggies do you want, girls? The sauce is on me.
Happy meals.
Have a bit of a play in the playground,
Why
you
are
two little
they-
girls, and I'll sit there with a coffee watching my little daughters. And
Why are
that's
they
what we'll
allowed
do.
to have McDonald's but I'm not?
You can too,
Okay.
but then straight to the gym after for you.
So, show 3000. I'm struggling. I talked to Andy, our sound producer and engineer, and he said, I love what you've done, Kel. You call it Show 3000.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
yes, I've called it Show 3000 because I really struggle saying 3000th show.
Yeah.
It's just the worst thing
Yeah,
to say.
totally. 3,000th though.
Yeah.
So, Show 3000. We'll have a super exclusive Monday podcast with the big wrap-up of Show 3000,
Yeah.
which will be great. So if you miss Show
Yeah.
3000
Okay.
tomorrow on
It'll all
Monday,
be packaged up.
you'll hear all the behind-the-scenes gossip
Yeah.
of the day and how it all went according to plan and Lucy didn't cry.
It does feel like a goodbye show, and we're not going anywhere, but I do
Are you
feel
just
like...
worried that we are having our last show tomorrow?
Yeah, and
no
maybe
one's
that's a
told you?
surprise. CEO goes, by the way, it's just been a bit long.
No.
There's only so much crying
Maybe
on air.
you can do
Lucy.
that. Maybe you just pull the pin. Pull the
What if
pin
I
tomorrow.
did? What if on I just said, you know what, this is the pinnacle and I'm done. Oh, Casey doesn't like the look of that. She's got her head
If
up.
you're done,
I'm
Casey's
like,
done.
maybe I just go, it's time for fresh blood, and I go off into the sunset.
I also like that Casey's only been with us since the start of the year and she's already done. She's already cannot do this another year longer. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. We look forward to it's going to be a couple of big days actually. We go from this into Casey's wedding. She'll be married into Christmas.
That is like a heartbeat
Crazy.
away. Kel and
Yeah.
I are suit shopping at the moment
Oh.
for a suit for your wedding, and I bought him a suit yesterday that I love, and it's too small, and they don't have any more of the jacket in the size I want, so I have to return it all, and then we're back to the drawing board for a suit.
That's all right because that's not Casey's problem. That's
No,
our
I'm just
problem.
telling her.
but
But
that's sad.
that's all right.
It's annoying.
But no, I got my dress, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, that's it. As long as you look good. One
Yeah.
half for Lucy and Cal.
100%. But why can't you just wear your wedding suit that you wore to our wedding?
You
It's
can't
just a
wear a
ni-
wedding suit.
Yeah.
Well,
I
which,
just wanna-
that could be a talker.
He wore it once.
That's
I
it.
said,
It's like a wedding dress. You put that.
that is
on.
not
Just-
true.
You
no.
should not wear your wedding
It's
suit
a cream
again.
linen suit. It's
Nah.
just an...
You two could have this argument on the live show tomorrow.
Why don't you
for
want to
Show
wear the
3000.
cream linen suit? Do you think you don't fit it anymore?
Well, maybe. I don't know. But also, I just thought it's a wedding and I need a new suit.
Yeah, you
I
keep
haven't
going on
had
about
it.
I need a new suit.
I
I'm
haven't
like,
had a
you've got
new
so
suit
many
for a
suits.
couple of years. Every man needs a new suit.
Yeah,
as
but
you
where are
know,
you going to
mate.
wear it once to Casey's wedding?
I feel like this isn't even a podcast
Nice.
anymore. Just you,
It is, yeah.
you just complaining
Okay,
about
sorry.
me
you're
and
right.
suits.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
You might remember earlier this year, another broadcaster on another station.
Not me.
Not you. Another gentleman spoke about women's sports in a really derogatory way, said some really awful things, and ultimately he lost his job over that. It was in the press for quite a long time. Everybody on the other stations piled on. They said, you know, he's terrible, and what he said was terrible. But Kel and I decided to do something. Instead of just going, that's terrible, we decided to do something. So we decided to pay for a few sports fees for young girls to encourage them to continue on in sports. That show then snowballed, and we had listeners calling in, we had companies calling in, giving $10,000, and in the end we were able to pay the sports season's fees for countless girls to go and do their dream sports. Maybe money was limiting them, maybe they were too scared, maybe they just needed some encouragement. We were able to make sure that so many girls had their sports fees covered or in part covered. It was absolutely out of control. It was one of our favourite days of radio. It went crazy. We actually won a big award for it not that long ago. This day was absolutely extraordinary. The great news is last night I got to go and watch some of our little winners do their sport. I got to go hang with two little girls called Ella and Lana, go do the sport that they had wanted to do that we made possible for them here at The Light, jiu-jitsu.
Now,
Ella and Lana are teeny tiny as well. They're little girls.
and the word jiu-jitsu and Lucy have never been in the same sentence together.
No.
So you weren't quite sure what you
Never
were going to...
seen jiu-jitsu. Went down to King's MMA, got to meet, I know, very
Did you go
cool.
in the octagon?
There was an octagon. There was at the back of the room, and I asked the owner, Hoshi, if I could go in it.
No, don't go in the octagon.
He said I could.
No, don't go. Terrible things happen in
I
the
suggested
octagon.
that you and I could
No.
get our differences out in. I said, is that like, I thought it was like the death cage match ring, but you said that's not what it's called.
Let's focus on the young girls and what they
Let
were
me tell
learning.
you, I went down and I watched Ella and Lana. I got to tell you some things. First of all, jiu-jitsu, so fun, so good. Every kid laughing and smiling the whole time. No one crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes when I think about me playing sports when I was a kid,
Cried a lot.
probably a lot of crying. Or you're in a team and you're playing netball and you shoot and you lose and your team is sad. But in jiu-jitsu, it's just about you. You're bettering yourself. And all these and they were tiny kids. There were kids about 2 foot tall doing it, and they were Sensei Masters.
Oh, good.
They were amazing.
They weren't just coming up and kicking you in the shins?
No, they were so disciplined. All these kids. Now, I've got to tell you as well, there was about 11 kids in the class and about 9 or 8 were girls.
Wonderful.
Which made me so happy.
Wonderful.
Mostly girls in the class. And then they would all pair up and they would spar. There was this one little girl. She was probably up to my knees. Her name was Poppy. I would have her. I said to her, I offered her a job afterwards. I said, do you want to be my bodyguard? She was fierce. She was pinning people. I learnt things. I didn't get up and do anything. And I wore stilettos just so that they...
over your shoulder?
I definitely didn't want to be dragged up, so I wore stilettos and a business suit so that I couldn't be dragged up. But they wouldn't have anyway. But I watched them learn how to... They do something called staple. They staple you to the ground with their knee. That's a staple move. And then you hug them real tight and you flip them and you flip their arm. I learned through watching, I learned how to fall gently because I don't want to break anything. It was so enjoyable. I laughed. I cheered. It was so much fun.
Did you catch up with the sensei?
Yes, I did. I catched up with the guy who runs it all, Hoshi, who was the loveliest guy. And I did a little bit of an interview after the show. It's not even a show, is it? It feels like I'm watching a show in their great costumes, by the way. They're the coolest costumes. And they're not called costumes. They're called... Gis. I remembered that. But I spoke to Hoshi after I watched the class about girls in sport. This is a little bit of me chatting to Hoshi. We got Hoshi. Hoshi, that was so cool to see. Have you seen lots more girls in the last few years come through jiu-jitsu, or has it always been girls and boys coming through?
Absolutely, in the last few years. The growth of the sport as a whole has gone absolutely gangbusters, but more so in the last few years, you've seen more and more girls as they're more represented and as there's more objectives for them to achieve. As recently as the last 10 years, the UFC added women's divisions to mixed martial arts, and that enabled women to really have something to strive towards in terms of the sport of full contact fighting, which trickled down into jiu-jitsu, and then we saw many, many more women getting involved in the sport. Originally, it was seen as, a vastly male-dominated industry. Then it moved to maybe 5% of the members became women, and now we're seeing closer to 10-20% of women being involved in the sport, yeah.
It was absolutely one of the funnest things. I had such a good time sitting there cheering. It was so much fun. And the girls came off at the end and I chatted to them because Ella and Lana, they do it with all their besties as well. So it was actually this girl posse. I did suggest we start a gang and wear pink gis. Okay. And they were all for it as well. And I was saying to these girls, I'm so proud of you girls for doing something, for finding a sport that you love. I said, I'm really proud of you. I said, playing sports and being a girl is awesome in general. I said, but doing something like jiu-jitsu is perhaps even cooler. I said, I'm really proud of you. You all went up against the boys on the mat and none of you even batted an eyelid. I was so proud of them all. I can't tell you how proud I was of all these chicks doing it. It was excellent, excellent, excellent. And thank you to all the Light family who made this possible, by the way. But it did get me thinking about the sports I did. And I said to the little girls, I did sport when I was your age. I said it was not as cool as jiu-jitsu, but I did little athletics for a while. Do you know the worst part about my little athletics? The colours. The team I was in was beige and brown. Beige and brown. I had to wear brown runners and a beige top. And that's why I quit.
That's the biggest problem.
It just wasn't my colours.
That's the biggest problem you had with little
Also, I was terrible at long distance running, but I'd always win the 800. I'd win the 100 metres, lose 800 metres. But it got me thinking about the sports we did as a kid, because these girls one day are going to grow up and be like, I was 8 and I did jiu-jitsu and I threw boys down and I was a champion. And I thought, what a cool story. These girls are always going to have this. Ivy and Preston's texted in saying, I grew up in Canada and I did figure skating from 4 to 14.
Imagine that. From 4 years old?
Yeah, you'd be brilliant though.
Figure skating. I've done skating a couple of times in my life and there was no possible way I'd ever be coordinated enough to do that as a sport.
I've done it. I've done figure falling, where you just put figure skates on, you fall over. And then my mum was like, quickly, don't let people run over your fingers. And I was just terrified.
There is something magical about seeing somebody on the ice just sort of skating like they're walking.
Like they're dancing.
Like it's nothing.
I love it.
Like they're breathing. And you're like, how are you even? And they're going backwards. And like,
and they flip and they spin and it's amazing.
Like, what's up? I'm skating.
Do you see again? Now I've got that. Why didn't I? I've
you
got
could
regret.
have done a triple axel.
I've got regret for not doing jiu-jitsu and I've got regret for not figure skating.
All right.
It's just turning into a segment of regrets.
It's not the most positive segment anymore. It's just Lucy being sad about stuff.
320 has said, I remember doing elastics during lunch and recess. Oh, that's not really a sport, but It was fun. I'll give you
Elastics
that.
is not really a sport.
Well, is it in the Olympics?
Have you angered the elastics community?
Is it in the Olympics?
I don't know. It sounds
it's not
like...
in the Olympics.
Well, it's gymnastics, right? It's a bit gymmy. It's a bit gymnastics. I used to do gymnastics as a kid growing up. The pommel horse, the uneven bars,
fair
elastics.
enough. Yeah. We also have beautiful Debbie on the phone. Hello, Debbie. Oh, no, we've got Holly, her daughter, who's speaking. Hello, Holly.
Holly's 15 and Mum Debbie, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, Holly, you are 15 and you've just taken up some sport. Tell me what you're doing.
Hi, I'm currently doing cricket. I've just started, but I also do karate, football, and netball.
Debbie, can I say... Oh,
That's
sorry,
Holly.
Holly. Can I say I'm very impressed about the cricket. I tried cricket once when I was growing up. I had the options of cricket or football. I stood there with all the gear on, with my cricket bat.
Yeah.
Somebody bowled a fast ball at my head.
Yeah.
I put the bat down and I walked away and never played cricket again. So you're very brave to play cricket, Holly.
Did it hit you? Because that would explain everything.
It missed me, but if it had hit me, I wouldn't be here.
Hey, Holly, that's amazing. So you're doing cricket, you're doing karate. Do you have a
Yeah.
what colour belt are you?
I'm currently going for my adult black belt.
What on earth? Are you kidding me? How long have you been doing karate for?
Since I was 5.
Well done.
Girlfriend. And you're playing women's footy
Yeah,
and
yeah.
netball. How do you find
Yeah.
the time to do this all?
It's hard. I just have Friday nights off, but I really love it.
There you go.
And you also said in we got a text from you, and you also wanted to make it known that you're very much a girl's girl as well.
Yes, definitely. I love all things girly. I love my nails, my makeup, all just things fun and, yeah.
While she's kicking a goal from outside 50,
Holly.
hitting a 6 in cricket, or beating the living daylights out of somebody in karate, she's done her nails.
Holly, you are my hero. I love you, and I wish I was you. And I'm just going to say this. I'm very proud of you for all of this, and you sound like you are just absolutely killing it at life. Keep going, girlfriend. I'm going to dig out a great prize for you because you deserve something for just being a legend and for giving everything a shot, and also for being a black belt. Hey, you can join my girl gang. Yeah, we wear pink. And we
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. We fight baddies.
Okay, no, you don't.
I don't do the fighting. I just stand there, but you can do it for me. Yay!
No,
Welcome.
none of what Lucy is saying
Lisa's
is actually
girl gang.
happening. She's not
Fight
getting
gang.
young primary school age or teenage girls to fight other people.
I am.
You're not. Thank you very much for that, Holly. Very impressive.
The Lucy and Kel podcast. You're going to love this next bit. Oh, spoiler alert.
We get ready to celebrate a national day, but really... This particular item that is being celebrated today has taken the world by storm. Very controversial item. We talk about it once a year. Lucy is an acolyte now. She is officially well involved in this particular item. The journey has been a long one. She used to judge people that would purchase this item, but today we are celebrating National Croc Day, everybody. The footwear that divides a nation. Used to be the moccasins. Is that a round of applause for Crocs?
Yeah.
Great. Well, back in the day, Lucy would not be giving Crocs a round of applause. Long story short, hated them, judged everybody that wore them.
Yep.
Then something happened. And
They
the
became
something
fashionable.
Well, she saw a video with some of her favourite people wearing them, and she thought, that's cool, I'm going to be like them.
Oh, that's right. It was the cast of Hamilton.
Yep.
And they were all wearing Crocs. And I went, if the cast of Hamilton are wearing Crocs. And then I realised they were fashionable. They'd had a resurgence in the zeitgeist of the country. And I thought, I'm in.
Highly susceptible is Lucy. So when she saw her
susceptible.
favourite people wearing them, she thought, well, it must be cool. And she's been wearing Crocs ever since, even getting me to wear Crocs. I have one pair. They are the colour of my personality.
They're beige.
They're beige.
With one gibbet. And it's a single little
It's a single
chonky corgi.
It's my dream dog that
His
we'll
dream
never achieve because we've got 2 other dogs that
And
would
I don't
not
want
get
a
along
corgi.
with a corgi.
No.
But I love corgis. I love how small their feet are compared to the size of their actual body.
You're diverging off the Crocs topic.
All right, sorry. Crocs, I've got a pair. Lucy went well into Crocs. When Lucy gets into something early on, invested a lot of finance into Crocs. How many pairs do you reckon you have now? This is not a test, and
No, I
you're not
know.
going to get into trouble. Like, we're just genuinely interested in how many pairs of Crocs you might have.
7.
7 pairs of Crocs is even surprising to me.
7 pairs.
Are they all pink?
No, I've got a black high heel pair, like chonky.
Wait. High heel Crocs?
They're like platform Crocs. They're
Are
not
you
like
serious?
they're the cool ones, like the sandal platforms.
The material that they're made from, could they actually structurally be a high heel?
Yeah, they're really comfy.
Okay.
And then I've got like some hot pink ones that are my Barbie ones with Barbie gibbets. I've got a cream pair. I've got a slide black pair. I've also got a Wicked limited edition pair. My daughter and I have matching.
Have you worn
Wicked.
those yet, or are you just keeping those in the box?
I wear them around the house.
Right.
Because there's a lot going on with
If
the
they were
Wicked
really
Crocs.
serious, one would be pink and one would be green.
I know. They're not. They're both green. And then there's another 2 pair. That I
What
know
sold
I'm
you,
missing.
other than cool people wearing them and you being susceptible to advertising, what
Yeah.
sold you on the Crocs after you started wearing them?
The fact that I could change the accessories on them.
Okay.
Don't laugh. That's a legitimate answer.
That's good. It's cool.
I could what's the vibe today?
So what I affectionately refer to as giblets,
Gibbets.
even though they're not called that, you love that stuff.
I love that stuff. And they were really comfy.
Do you think Crocs is waning and then someone just said, let's just get like badges and put on the shoes? And
No,
people-
that's not what happened.
Okay.
I believe what happened is the Crocs had holes and a mum created these charms and then she called them gibbets and then they became famous and then I believe Crocs bought her out for billions of dollars and they bought the name gibbets and the whole concept and she became a multi-billionaire and Crocs took it on. I believe that's what happened.
I have a couple of actual questions about the structural design of Crocs.
Hit me.
Now that you talk about the holes.
All right.
I'm thinking they're stinky feet holes.
Breathability holes.
Yeah, but if a guy's wearing them, they're stinky feet holes. There's a lot of them, and the strap.
Yeah.
Are you front strap or back strap?
What do they call it? They call it
We have a
sport mode. That's
sport
it.
mode.
It's they call it. Yeah.
We need
so
to
like
let everyone. We have a special guest in the studio this morning. We have somebody that is shadowing Casey
Yes,
as our
Courtney.
producer.
She's from
Courtney.
Perth.
She's delightful.
Yes.
She's from a sister station in Perth.
Yes.
And she knows about sport mode.
Do you have Crocs, Courtney? She does. How many? Just one.
What
okay,
is sport mode?
So sport mode is so that's exactly what I was trying to remember. So sometimes you have the strap forward and you just slip your shoes on and you're calm and you're comfortable. But then if you want sport mode, you lock and load them behind. It slips your feet in, keeps them tight, and then you can run and you're
so
in
you
sport
don't have
mode.
the issue that thongs have.
Exactly. That's what
Right.
sport mode is.
My Hyundai has sport mode, but I don't think that's the same as what the Crocs are doing.
So there you go.
I love that there is a group of people in a boardroom somewhere. We'll just call it sport mode.
No, it's so true though. It is true. Like if I'm getting around the house and I'm comfortable, you don't have it on.
Did
but
you
then
say out loud, sports mode, as you put them back?
no,
And then you race around a
it's
bit
not
quicker?
like Transformers.
Anyway, this is a ridiculous conversation that we always have once a year because it's National Croc Day, and the question this morning, survey says...
Survey says.
Have you been converted to Crocs? Lucy has. She hated them. I'm telling you, I know it's a strong word.
Yeah.
She hated
I do love that
Crocs.
little vile.
And she has done a 180 like I've never seen.
Salvatore says, I am Team Crocs.
Team Crocs for
Well, I
Salvatore.
understand, because Salvatore is 13.
Well, we
That's
learned a lot
peak
about Salvatore
Croc wearing.
yesterday. He starts fires and also now wears Crocs. So there we go.
Don in Pakenham. Now, Don is a more mature gentleman, and he says, no to Crocs, yuck, bogan, redneck, yobbo. It's just
See, I felt like, and I mean, they're
that's
very...
offensive, Don, because I'm anything but a bogan or a redneck or a yobbo.
We don't want to brand people, but I think there was a bit of an association of a type of person that
Back in
would
the
wear...
day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, these days, I think it's an every person Croc.
Karen goes, oh, I have FOMO. She's thinking of maybe getting a pair.
Well, we're not encouraging you to because it's not a station sponsor.
No, but any brand of them. It's like just rubbery shoes.
Sure. I'm just saying we don't encourage anyone to do anything on
No,
the
we
show.
don't. Juliet goes, I'm not a Croc person. I don't have a pair. She
Good.
does not have a pair.
Good for you.
I know Juliet. I've met Juliet many times at events. And Juliet is classy. I can't picture her in Crocs. You're too glamorous. You're too
But
glamorous, Juliet.
There are some things that people just don't get into. Ugg boot. I've never had an Ugg boot in my life. I know people rave about them.
Oh, ask me how many Ugg boots I've got.
If you were stuck on a desert island and you could only take one pair of footwear, would it be Crocs or Ugg boot?
Well, you're on a desert island, sand. Of
So
course
Crocs.
it's going to be Crocs.
Okay.
But
How many Ugg boots do you have?
I have 4 pairs of Ugg boots.
4 pairs of Ugg
Yeah.
boots. So you got more Crocs than Ugg boots.
Yeah. Jody goes,
Could you have a Krug boot?
do Crocs do a boot? I believe they do boots from memory.
That's like an Ugg boot.
Gross.
But with a
Jody
sports
in South Morang goes, are Crocs ugly? Yes. Are they like walking in clouds? Also, yes.
Yeah,
she
they
goes,
are.
I was very against them and I judged a book by its cover for years. My kids wanted a pair. I got them a pair. I tried them and a new love was found. I now even wear them to work because I'm in my comfort over fashion era.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a journey that a lady takes.
I think I'm not there yet because I'm still what? I'm wearing a...
You're fashion over comfort?
I'm still fashion over comfort.
But a lot of people out there are comfort over fashion. We do know a lot of and I'm not going to generalise because I think men are just comfortable their whole life. Whatever's comfortable, they wear. We do see a lot of the ladies at school drop-off being very comfortable.
Yes.
There's a lot of comfort taken into consideration.
And you do you, boo.
Yeah.
You do you,
Tracksuit
boo.
pants, dressing gowns.
Jeffrey in Surrey Hills has just texted, and I'm assuming he's yelling it as he does it. He's just yelled, sports mode on.
Now that I know about sports mode, if I ever put my Crocs into sports mode, I will yell out something like, sports mode, engage!
Yeah, or sports mode activated.
Yeah.
I like sports mode activated. Engage.
It's such a stupid thing.
But hey, life is bizarre, so why would we not?
Bit of fun.
Bit of fun. Casey doesn't have any Crocs. I'm just saying she's getting married in about a week or two.
Right.
Bridal Crocs.
A toaster and a kettle and a pair of Crocs. There we go.
Just walking down the aisle in Crocs. Sports mode. Wedding mode engaged.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
Lucy and I were having a discussion this morning about the show and the fact that there is a bit of a revelation because Lucy and I have done Lucy and Kel for breakfast for 13 years. I don't remember times and dates and how long we go for. I leave that up to Lucy. Lucy remembers a lot of times and a lot of dates, and officially, apparently, we have almost been going for 13 years, which is extraordinary.
Yep.
I will say that. 13 years of radio. I didn't expect to be doing that. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have had the same breakfast show running for that long on this wonderful radio station, it is a privilege and an honour. Problem is, I can't remember the first show. So normally when you have days like 3,000 shows, you're like, well, remember all the way back to when we started? And the answer is no.
No, I can't remember it
cannot,
either.
for the life of me, remember our first show
We did
and what it
figure
would
out
be
the
like.
date the other day, though.
You did some maths a while back and figured out the date. And we got to there might be a video.
I found a Facebook post which is like, oh, tomorrow for the first time ever, Lucy and Kel.
Oh, tune in and see what they have
On
to
the
offer.
wireless.
And people tuned in. They're like, I don't care for it. No, they did, actually. We're still here, so people cared for it. But for the life of me, it would have been a whirlwind. It would have been 3 hours. It would be the first time I'd have done breakfast radio, and I wouldn't have liked the hours.
That's right.
It would have been,
You'd
because I
never
was
done
used to doing
brekkie.
radio in the afternoon. And, that would have been my first taste of getting up early. So I'm sure the show...
And you lived miles away back in the day.
I'm sure the show wasn't memorable. And it was a different show, let's be fair.
No, it wasn't. It was a great show.
No, but it's different. We did different things. We did a lot of
skits,
gags and skits.
Produced audio. And
and songs.
We dressed
that would
up in a
sound-
lot of costumes.
That sort of stuff.
A lot of costumes.
But we were young and we had a lot of energy, and now
I
we're
tarred
more...
and feathered you live on air once.
You did?
I tarred and feathered you.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, then I hosed you off in the car park
Yep.
live on air.
That was before we had a HR department.
That's true.
So the idea is I can't remember for the life of me the first show, but it's nice that Lucy can't remember either, because it'd be awkward if Lucy could remember the show and I didn't, but both of us completely no recollection of that show. However, isn't it weird that I can't remember the first show we did together 13 years ago, but I can remember my first memory when I was 2 years old? And that's what I wanted to talk about this morning.
Can you remember 2 years old?
Well-
I think, do you know what? Can I be honest?
Yes.
I'll be completely honest. When people say, oh, I remember when I was one, I reckon you've just seen a photo
You just
and
think
then
I've
you've
made it up.
made that photo a memory. And you go, I remember it, but actually what you're remembering is just a still shot.
Well, to verify my memory, I remember having a conversation with my mother, and I was talking about living in the flat. Now, when I was telling Mum this story, I felt like I was 5 or 6 years old. We lived in a flat, and the flat still exists, I believe, down in Bentley East. And I have memories of Mum walking me down the stairwell to our neighbours underneath our flat. So it was like a 4-storey flat. We walked down the steps to our neighbours. They were an elderly couple.
Yeah.
And she would walk us into the elderly couple's home, and the old lady, would then give me lollies from a chest of drawers while Mum would chat.
Lollies from a chest of drawers.
Yeah, she had like a glass bowl full of old people lollies.
Oh, your
and
boiled
she would
sweets.
give, and I said, that's my first memory. And I thought that was when I was 5 or 6. And Mum says, that's when you were 2, because we left the flat when you were 2 and moved into our house in Moorabbin. So I have a memory from when I was 2, an absolute memory of being in that flat, walking down those stairs and interacting with those old people. At the age of 2, that's my first ever memory. And I asked you this question. I said, can you remember the first thing you remember? It doesn't have to be like when you're 2. Maybe your first memory is when you were 6.
23 or something.
Yeah. Like, what is your first memory?
I'm
Of all memories, what's the first one?
Like, I'm going back, and I don't remember growing up in England. I was a couple of years old, so I don't have any memories of England.
So flying out from England and immigrating to Australia.
Don't recall that.
You don't. So you arrived
2.
in Australia. So your first memory is sometime...
Don't remember that. Then I lived in New South Wales with Mum and Dad. Don't remember that.
You've just been told that?
Yep.
Right?
I knew that.
So now we're getting to what, 4 or 5?
I think we're getting to 4 or 5. And now I'm trying to remember Brisbane.
So your first memories of Queensland.
And I have a vague memory of kinder. So,
Right. So that's about 4
kinder
or
or
5.
preschool, yeah, whatever that was in
What's
Queensland.
the memory of kindergarten?
The memory is I can remember lying down on mats and having that time where you had to have sleepy time.
Yep.
And I remember outside was like a wooden climbing frame, but like we played shops underneath. And then I also remember the story I told the other week where I shoved the cheese wrapper up my nose.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
Was that one of your first memories?
That's probably my first memory.
Because on the podcast, your mum interacted with us and said you got that memory completely wrong, being one of your first memories. So it's good that you sort of, but that's what a first memory is.
But
You
it's vague.
You
It's
piece it
vague.
together.
That's right.
So your first memory, you would say, if you had to be giving an answer to that question, would be sometime around 5 at kindergarten and playing outside.
Yes,
under
and
the
then
swings
lying
and
down on the
slides.
blue plastic
There you go.
mats.
Your first memory. Congratulations. You've achieved your first memory, Luce.
That's so nice.
So mine's when I'm 2. Lucy's when she's 5. Let's open the phones. 1300 777 899.
If someone's like, I remember being a baby, I will be
Don't
like...
judge. Some people say they remember.
I don't remember. Lies.
You don't know how memories work.
I do.
Mine started at 2. Yours started at 5.
Okay.
Again, having said that, I can't remember what we did yesterday, but I do remember what was going on when I was 2. Text coming through and phone calls of your first memories, like family.
Elizabeth says, I remember going somewhere where there was a giant mirror ball.
Oh.
Mum tells me it was the exhibition building and I would have been 1 or 2.
The exhibition building or your first nightclub.
At age 2?
Yeah, you never know. Maybe mum and dad on the light-up dance floor. Just you and the pram? Or it could have been the exhibition building. Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm not sure. I don't want to tell you what your first memory is.
You're in number 2.
And
that's good.
Lorinda as well. Kindergarten's a big one, I think,
Yeah,
for people.
Lorinda on the text goes, kindergarten. She goes, but how I remember this and not the password I just made, I'll never know.
That is the one. That is the one that you have to contend with, that you can remember something from when you were 2, but you cannot remember the person's name you just met.
Jess in Kinglake West says, my daughter says she remembers being born.
Don't be like that.
She said you can't remember.
No, everyone can hear the tone in your voice.
She said she saw the light coming out. Oh, come on. And then
Don't be like that.
I'm sorry.
You don't know.
I do know. And then remembers being bathed. I don't know. I just think kids fantasize this stuff and then they tell themselves.
That's her first
My
memory.
daughter says, there's a specific memory my daughter says she has, and I know for a fact it didn't happen. And I say to her, that's not,
You just
it's
tell
not
her
what has
to her face,
happened.
you're making it up.
I think her brain has made it up.
Do we want to go to Lauren from Mooralbark? I believe we do. Lauren.
really do.
Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, guys.
First memory, and if it's of you being born, that's okay. No judges from Lucy.
No, my first memory would be when I was about 3. I was so mad at my mum that I cut a small hole in the curtain behind the couch.
Yes.
Look, you know what? I had some sisters, and that sounds like a very little baby sister thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not getting enough attention from mum, well, I'll
Yeah.
just go ruin mum's curtains.
So how old were you, Lauren?
So I was about 3, and it would have been when my sister was born. So it would have been, I wasn't getting attention.
That's
That's
what it is.
a hole in the curtain.
Now,
makes
do you
sense.
remember the act of cutting holes in the curtain, or do you remember the feeling of mum catching you?
So I remember cutting it, and then I remember feeling so guilty, and that created the core memory.
There you go.
Core
It is.
memory.
I think it is.
Does
a lot
your
of...
mum, if your mum is still with us, does she remember this?
No, she didn't remember
There
at
you
all.
go. But I think
So
you're
there
right,
you go.
Lauren. I think it's the imagery, but also the emotions that you were feeling that sort of forged together your first memories. Well done, Lauren.
Gosh,
I like
that's
that.
great. Good job.
Well, Lucy believes that one.
I do believe that one. Yep, approved.
The Lucy and Kel podcast.
And dare I say it, the end of another successful podcast. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you, Kelvin John.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Do you know why I say that?
Casey and Lucy. Kelsey.
Cal and Lucy.
Oh,
Someone
Kelsey.
commented
Casey.
that on
Kel,
your...
Lucy, and Casey is Kelsey.
And Kelsey's a cool name. Back
Kelsey's
in the
such
80s.
a cool name.
You two are in prime podcast mode because you say things that mean nothing, but then you say them in podcast mode and you look at each other like you've said the most profound thing you've ever said in your
It
life.
is profound.
Can I just say quickly?
That's exactly what a podcast is.
Earlier, I had a moment with Casey in the kitchen just before where we looked at each other and she went, huh? And I went, and she went, and I went, and then we both went,
Yeah.
and we both knew what the conversation was. And it was, oh, you're making a coffee. Do I want one? I've had one. Yeah, I do one. Yeah, I'll make you one. And we did that all with, and then we laughed so obnoxiously and so hard that we cleared the kitchen. Everyone left.
It's time for us to wrap up this nonsense.
It is nonsense.
The 3000th show is happening tomorrow live on Lucy and Kel. You can listen on the light from 6 or catch up on the potty on Monday for all the behind-the-scenes shenanigans. Thanks for supporting the show for 3,000 episodes. Thanks for supporting this podcast. I think we're up to episode 180. We're 20 out from 200 episodes of the podcast.
Wowzers.
We'll be celebrating that before the end of the year. Until we meet again, everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, that's all for now. But you can download more podcasts anytime or catch Lucy and Kel live weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on 89.9 The Light.
This is the end bit. This is the end bit.
Woo!
This is the end bit of the show.
And bit.